Yes, welcome back to the channel if you are a returning subscriber, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. From the title, all you could tell that we have a lot of things to talk about today. But one of the first things I want to talk about is lessons that I have learned from being a three-quarter of the way in business lady. The first thing is that a salon business is a seasonal business. You're not going to always be making money. The best times for the year is when there are a lot of holidays around. So, for example, like in the beginning of the year, I was making real money because it was carnival season. Then it was Easter season, and I was getting a lot of income. But then things after the Easter, things come and slow down, so I wasn't making no kind of money there. And then people started to only come like if they have somewhere to go important and they want to look nice, then they will come and do it forever. So it things slow down there. Then the next thing that I learned is that you cannot be too nice in business because, for example, all I know I was doing the little transport thing, dropping children to school, but I come and I stopped doing that now because I realized that I was being too nice and too understanding with people. The thing about the thing that I learn about human beings is that once they know that your heart's off, they're going to just trample on it. They don't care. If they ask you for a blind and you get them a blind, they will always want a blind. So in business, you have to also have boundaries and you have to let them know, look, this is how things happening with me and you. And it not going to deviate from this. Because I reached into a position where I people was owing me for weeks. Oh, my child father didn't give me no money for the child. I ain't working. I had to pay my rent first. I go get the money thing. But they calling you every day for the children to go to school. But they ain't finding the money to organize to give you your money. And then if they use the service this week, they want to pay you. They want this week to done. The children get up to school every day, and they want to pay you till next week for that week. So it was kind of putting a little strain on me because I had to be going in my personal money to be putting gas in my car, any little thing that had to do with the car to be going in my personal finances to do with it. And it wasn't really making sense for me. So I had to find some way to do things. All in all, the 3 months experience teach me that I need to have income coming in alongside of doing my business. I can't sit down and look at my business income and say, okay, I will balance restock my business, service my car, do this, that, all from my business money because the money is not enough to pay myself and do things in the business. Is not enough. It wouldn't be enough to do all of that. At least until the business established that point where it could take its own weight, right? To do certain things, I can't be taking out no money out of the business to see about myself. So I went back to the drawing board. I realized it wasn't working because I had to be going in my personal finances too much. And I sit down there watching my money in both of my accounts just starting to dry up. And I said, look, I have to do something. So I went out and I put the businesses on hold right now because, as all you know, we moved and I'm living in a new house. And one of the things that I wanted to show earlier, that as I wouldn't show earlier until it clean up, is what the apartment look like. It's an open concept. My living room and my kitchen in one, where my stove is. I'm going to get somebody to put like a small island around that so that it could be enclosed, but this doorway, this is what sold the apartment to me actually, because this area that I'm sitting down in Fleming, it could be blocked off from my apartment. So this would be my shop. So I want to get one of them accordion doors and use it to block off the apartment from the shop, so that when clients come, they would access the shop through this door. The accordion door would be there blocking off the apartment, so nobody would be able to see in my house. My cat also would not be able to come from in the house into the shop, because he has a tendency to come and lay down wherever he just smell my scent the most. So he, in the previous apartment, he used to like to come and lie down on my table. Sometimes he lie down on top my table, because that is where my scent is the strongest. So now that I could actually lock him out the shop, I feel so much better that he would not be able to be in my shop. Because in the last apartment that I had, the shop was literally in my living room. So I have my living room and my couch and my TV on one side. And on the other side, I set up two stations, one to do hair, one to do nails. My shop going to be separate from the house. And I want to change all the furnitures that I have, because I have had these furniture since I started doing nails in 2014. Is the same lamp, the same desk lamp, the same nail lamp, the same everything. All my equipment old. It's stuff that I've had from since the beginning of time. Years now I had these equipment, and I want to was staying up and looking good. This or that. No, I want to refurbish the business. I want to give it a different look. I want when people come to do the nails, they must come and feel good to take pictures and post and say, I buy Aisha doing my nails, and she plays nice and she spot nice, and it was so relaxing. I want to be able to go up on TikTok and Instagram and see people tagging my space. Oh, she's space so aesthetic. It's so nice. It's so, yeah, that is what I want. Redo everything, buy over new fresh stuff, and organize everything. And same with the hair business and the t-shirt business now. That is a whole dramas, because we're going with the t-shirt business. I was going to start that with my friend. I didn't ask him. First off, I'm going to tell earlier, I did not ask this man to help me with anything. It was Christmas time. I was down the road lineman by him. My old boss called me. He told me this is what you have in mind to do for all my good years of service. And he going to help me with a heat press. I said, okay, no problem. I get the heat press and I sit down with my friend, telling my friend that look, I get this heat press now. This is the plans I have for this heat press. I want to do this jersey business, hoodies, tote bags, hats, whatever. This is the idea I have for this business. He jumped up and he said that he would help me, because it's going to be hard for me to get the raw materials imported to run this business. So I said, well, yeah, if you go in and help me, no problem, because we have been friends for 14 years. I know this human being for 14 years. I said, okay, no problem. It started off good. We sat down, we had a meeting about everything, and I was given the task of organizing all the packaging, because he working. He is a manager, so he busy. He don't really have the time. So he tell me just organize everything, give him figures and numbers and whatever, and he go see about whatever. So I say, okay, no scene. So I sit down, I do all the research. I find the bags that I want to use. I find everything, and then with my schedule, how I was operating my businesses at that time, I say, okay, we wouldn't do same day delivery unless the person wanted it that day and they pay a little extra for our expedited delivery. But all the deliveries would do on Sundays, because I home Sunday, I had nothing to do, and I could spend my whole day Sunday driving up and down Trinidad and Tobago to deliver people items for them, right? So I sit down and I work out everything. We was getting some problems with the importation of the vinyl, I sit down and I literally find a place in Trinidad that's selling this vinyl. I find a place that's selling the printer. I find where I could get the ink. I find where I could get everything. Put it in a file and submit it to this man and show him everything. He say, yeah, we go next week. And at that point in time, I had a little understanding with him because it was the week before his son's birthday. The vlog that I posted with the Harry's Water Park, that was at his son's birthday. So it was like about 4 days before that, I gave him the information and he said, yeah, after I done see about my son's birthday, we go. All right. Now, let me stop here and let me backtrack. When this next piece of information come out, all will understand where I coming from. I know this man since I was 20 years of age when I first come to Trinidad, right? October 16 this year, 2024, going to make it 14 years since I live in Trinidad. December 2024, going to make it 14 years I know this man. When I first come to Trinidad, I was broker than broke. I had nothing to my name but the clothes that I threw in a suitcase that I had probably like $36 TT in my Guyana bank account to my name. I had no money. I was poor. I was going through it. So this man know me since then. He see me get married to my husband. He see me give my husband a child. He see that marriage come and mash up. He see me struggle and fight to become the woman that I am now. All right. It had one point in time because from since I know him before I get serious with my husband, he was asking me for a relationship and I never take him serious because I tell him, I say, look, I have my husband who was my boyfriend at the time and I loved that man. So I said, look, I'm not going to be entertaining you with my husband. I in a relationship. So I never take him serious. When me and my husband start to go through problems and we come and we separate, me he had a little thing because he was always so nice to me. Any problem I had, he always fixing it. He showing up for me. He did for me. So he keep asking me for relationship, and at that point in time, I say, you know what? Nothing wrong if I get this man a try. Let me see if it go work out here because you don't know how things would work between you and somebody unless you try it. Well, I try it and I didn't like it, so we end up parting ways. That was the ending of that because I tell him I said, your styling is not for me because I realized the sex wasn't good, right? The sex wasn't good. I didn't like the sex. I didn't like his attitude. At that point in time, he was now stepping into his managerial role. So he was real busy. Didn't used to make time for nobody and all these kind of things. So I just say, look, this relationship not going on work for me because of the needs, the emotional needs I have right now, you not hitting on my emotional needs. So I just leave off the relationship. I went and date somebody else. And when he find out that I was dating somebody else, he stopped talking to me for a whole year. Anyhow, after that, we end up coming and we make a back friendship. Because I tell him, I say, look, I don't want no relationship with you. Being your friend is enough. We make a back with friendship and we go in. Yeah, go, yeah, come, we go in. All right, things going good. At that point in time in my life, when I attracted this person into my life, I was a different human being. I was unhealed. I had a lot of anger. I was angry at my mother for a lot of things. I had childhood trauma. I was in a mess mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. I was a walking mess. I didn't have no self worth. I didn't have no nothing. I was just a different human being to the person I is now. So a lot of things that he used to do back then, I never really noticed it because I just didn't have that within myself. But now that I heal, now that God called me back to his side and he healed me and he restored me to my right mind. Certain things I not tolerating from people. I not going through them things with nobody. So this man tell me he would have helped me. Right? And I feel the reason why he say that is because he realized over the years of knowing me that I am the kind of person, you see, if you not helping me to go to where I want to go, I don't have no time with you. I don't make time for people unless it's beneficial to me, right? It might sound bad and it might sound like if I selfish, but from the time I realize that we is dead, I going to die. I realize that my life precious, my time precious. I not gonna waste my time with you. If me coming out of my house don't make sense to me, it's an adding value to me, I don't come out my house. I staying in my house. Because if I weigh the balance and it making more sense to stay home, I staying in my yard. I not going nowhere. If liming with you not doing nothing for me, I not liming with you. If you is not a good friend to me or a good person to me, I don't make more time for you. So I is that kind of person. So he realized that I not going and had no time with he unless if he try to do something to keep me around, which is promising me that he would help me with the business because you know, okay, that will get my attention and that will keep me around. And that is that he started trying to kiss me and touch me out of the way. So I tell him, I say, hello, you and we is friends. We is not in no relationship thing. I don't like people touching me unless you is my man and me you in a relationship. I don't want you touching me. Keep your hands to yourself or else I will have to slap you down. I don't like it. So yeah, I tell him about that and he stopped. He started behave himself because he realized I not going to tolerate that mess with him. Then after that now this man literally asked me to have sex with him. He in a relationship with somebody. The person leave the country and she gone home. She from Venezuela. And he in a loving relationship with this girl. From as far as I could see, man still trying to ask me to give him my front. I not giving you my front. Why I must give you my front? To do what? For you to do a business for me? I didn't ask you to do a business for me. You was fastened out of place and you come to ask me you go help me using that as bait and temptation to help me to get my front. My front is for my husband. I'm not doing nothing with nobody. I honoring myself. I keeping my body from my man. When me and he sharing the last name, yeah, that when things go pass and things go happen, you come asking me for front because you going and help me to sign up a business. I didn't ask you keep your money and keep your penis because I tried already and it was not good. It wasn't good. That frustration and stress, and yeah. And then too, the thing about it that really hurt my feelings is that you're praising me with your mouth. Oh, you is like so and so. By the time you is 45, you go be rich. You go think you won't even have time with nobody again. So by so because the mindset you have, this, that, the other, and you're singing my praises with your mouth, but then with your actions now you want me to sell myself to you. You want to buy me, you not even for half price. You want to buy me for peanuts, for crumbs. Because I must give you my body for a month. You want me to have sex with you for a month. Just use me for a month because what you gave a million money to open up t-shirt business on setting it up, it on a little pause break because I not going to carry down myself, right? Sell myself. The Bible is say, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? What will it profit Eva Aisha to set up a business, have the business running, and a man turning me, twisting me however he want because he financed that business. And if he decide that he don't want to help me no more. I can do things on my own. I'm not going through that with nobody. I will set up my business in my own time, on my own strength, with my own money. I ain't going to dig right to get nothing, and things gonna happen for me. So I just put it on pause. We friendship no longer operating because I tell him that was one, and then he was behaving like when I move. I just brush aside that, but I started move different with him. I started keep more to myself and stop going around him. So he realized, okay, she don't come like before, she not coming around like before, something wrong. So he started ask me, well, what going on? So I tell him, I say, well, I'm busy, I just move this, that, the other, the next. And he started get a kind of attitude and start to behave like, oh, I have to find time for you. I don't have to find time for you. The only body I have to find time for is God. Anybody else, you will get my time because I want to give you my time. So I tell him, I say, look, me and my family right now, we going through changes. We move. We in a new area where I don't know nobody. And we had to get settled in, right? If you can be patient, well, suit yourself. You want to be upset, vexed with me, you suit yourself. So we not talking. And I don't think we will ever talk because I don't want to be around nobody that value me. In this season of my life, I want friends who going to respect me. I want friends who on the same mental wavelength with me and the same attitudinal wavelength with me. I want that. I want people who will see, okay, she trying to do better for herself. Let me support she and let me help she to go to where she want to go. I don't want nobody who, because you know me at 20, I broke all the possession I had in the world was little clothes in a suitcase and $36 in my bank account, and you feel that I gonna remain that person for the whole rest of my life. I can't deal with that. So I just throw it aside, and yeah, that friendship done and dusted. It didn't have nothing like that. Sometimes you just have to break down to rebuild. So that is what I'm doing right now. Breaking down to rebuild. And in the meantime that I'm breaking down to rebuild, all yeah, this next part, I was sitting down having a conversation with God, and I was telling God, the Father God, one of the things that I struggle with in business is knowing how to market my businesses. That is my problem. I don't know how to market my business because when I go on other people website, the Facebook, the Instagram, they're always calling a sale, they're always doing a something, and they just get customers, but I don't even know how to begin to do up a promotion for Mother's Day or Father's Day stuff. Because if you watch my pages on Instagram and stuff, you don't really see no promotions in because I don't understand how to do it. So I was telling God, I said, Father God, I don't understand marketing. God said, okay, bet you don't understand marketing. All right. Guys, I went and I applied for a job because I realized that the business is dry down and income was coming slow and I was living off of my savings, and I tell myself that if I had to keep on going, right, I will have to do something about my financial situation. I will have to get a job. So I went and I applied for a job. I did not apply for the position that I am currently in. I applied for accounting and stuff, and my boss decided that he wanted me to be his marketing slash purchasing officer, right? He offered me a starting rate, and when I hear the starting rate, I was like, oh, because when I do the maths, the money was plenty. So I said, okay, if that is my starting rate, and he said, well, according to how you do, we going to raise your pay, right? For the first week, it was a struggle because I have to do daily specials for small items and then daily specials for sale items, right? So it was a struggle. It was very hard in the first week, and I tell you, like my mind, I didn't know how to function. But after the first week, I went home this Sunday, and I was home, and I lie down and I pray to God, and I went on Facebook to check something, and I saw this ad come up from another company that does the similar thing that we just do. And I started watch the ad, and I realized, I said, okay, they doing this, they doing that, they doing the next, they doing the other, and this is the response from the customers. People like in this post, they like in that post. This post are X amount of shares. That means people interested in this item. Tick, tick, tick. So I started do a lot of market research, and when I realized that what the public like, I would go to work and put that on specially in my company, and then it's selling it, getting sales. And when my boss realized it getting sales because customers calling, hey, oh, I see all you have so and so on sale. I want 50 case, I want 30 case, and distribution places calling, and they're ordering big numbers, and my boss smiling, and he say, yeah, you're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing good. So I went from not knowing anything about marketing. This is my third week now in this job, and I do every Sunday. I sit down and for about an hour, I take time out and I do marketing research. I also had was to write a marketing plan. I have never written a marketing plan for any one of my businesses, but my boss asked me to write one for him, and I had to do a lot of research to be able to write up one SWOT analysis, business plan, this, the next, the other. And I learned now how to do a marketing plan. I learned how to do a business plan. I have never done a business plan. I just say, okay, this is what I want to do, and I just jump headfirst into it. So now I am learning the actual hands on side of a business. So this detour, it might look bad to people, and people might say, oh, she started off hot and sweaty, and now like she ain't doing nothing with your business or something again. But no, God say, hey, you don't know this, take a time out, take a little detour, and let me teach you, let me put you in a position where you can learn how to handle yourself, to do this, that and the other. So when I send you back out, you will know how to handle up yourself, because as I learn these things, I am now having ideas on how to promote my business and how to call specials and sales and all these things. And before, I didn't know. This was an area of struggle for me. So the next thing I also realized in my business is that your character is important, integrity is important. If you are not a person of character, if your character isn't golden, you're gonna make it no way in life, in business. If you tell somebody tomorrow you go send the money, make sure tomorrow you send the money. You have to be a person of character, because business is all about trust. You have to build a relationship with people. Your brand had to be based on integrity and trust. So I am learning a lot of things business wise and friendship wise, and as God changed me mentally, my life is being changed physically and financially too, because I stopped spending money the way how I used to spend money, because now I sitting down and I thinking about things, and I am seeing the errors of my ways and a lot of things. So yes, guys. And another thing, I also find that another little hobby that I enjoy a lot, because when we was moving out, I find two sewing machines that my mommy had in the bedroom. I set it up, I clean it up, and I have been sewing. So everything that needs sewing, I have been sewing, and is using my sewing machine is something that I enjoy. I'm not perfect at it, but it's something I enjoy. I'm going to insert a little clip. And the little waistcoats. Bam, bam. One thing I forget to say this morning is that I really enjoy my job. This is the first place that I ever work that it don't feel like work. It had no fight down. Nobody don't fight me down. Nobody don't envy. No kind of bacchanals be in the place. It just nice. Everybody just nice. Everybody just tries to help out each other, and there is a camaraderie in the place, and we just come, you do what you have to do, you go about your business, and it works out nicely. Yes, I in a different car. This is actually my car that I am in now, because I'm sitting down in my driveway. This morning when I went to work, my boss asked me to go with her to the tax place, to drive her to the tax place to go and get her taxes done, because Kasho Yingo EDN Osho Jungwen EDN. And in this case that the police stop her on the road, Ta booming by. She wouldn't understand them when they speak in English. But when they speak to me in English, of course, I can understand. When she speaks to me, I could understand her and I could understand them. So that's why she asked me this morning to go with her, to drive her down the road, in case if anything happen, I could be there to talk and say whatever. So she won't get herself into any problems, anything. I like my job. Compañeros de trabajo es español de Venezuela. Yo hablo español mucho. So, hablo con mis compañeros de trabajo en español. Habla mi jefe en chino. Real fast. Anyhow, yeah. So, I do marketing slash purchasing, and I also am a translator, because anything they don't understand, they just call me. If anybody come and the person talking and they don't understand, my boss, if the person talking plenty and they don't understand, they just call me. And then when I understand now, I just translate it for them so they would understand it, and then they would talk to me, and then I would talk back to the person. It's the same thing with my co-workers. They understand a little bit of English, but sometimes like when the person asks for things that they don't know, like if they use words that they don't know, they will ask me to translate, and then I would talk to the person in English. And sometimes, like if a Spanish person come to do business with us and they're talking to me, or if I had to make a phone call to somebody and they're talking and they introduce a new word to me that I don't know, right? I would ask them, because one of the words that I learned this week was muleta. One of them come up to me and asked me, "Muleta conmigo?" So I was like, "Muleta? What is muleta?" I had to put it in Google Translate, and then I realized, okay, muleta means upset. I don't know, I didn't know upset. I know enfadada, right? That is the word I know. So now, if they ask me, "Maleta conmigo," I say, "No maleta contigo." Simple as that. So I really like my job because I get to learn all kind of things, talking to them in person, we WhatsApping. And like I get into a place now, I starting to forget English, really and truly. Like when I spend all this whole day talking to everybody Spanish, when I come home, when I sit down in this car and I on my way driving coming home, it's like it's like a shock when I had to go from talking Spanish to now coming home and talking English with my family. But I love my job. I'm grateful to God for the opportunity, the doors that He opened for me. And I just want to say, in this life here, you might think that things not working out, but really and truly, is God just redirecting you to what He think you need to sit down in your purpose. Things will eventually work out. Alright, now I don't talk back to the regular video. Moving, we settled in, right? I am now working during the week, and I also have a weekend job. So I work from 9 to 6 Monday to Saturday, and then I work from 9 o'clock in the night to 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, 9 o'clock in the night on a Saturday to 3 o'clock in the morning. So I just reach home in my house like 4 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and wherever time I wake up, I cook, clean, and wash. But I am going to try to get back to getting a video for you guys every week like before. We regularly schedule program like before, but for how I'm moving and then I get a new job, I was catching my ass trying to organize myself with fixing out the house and um finding myself at work and all these kind of things, because I start out to work 8 days after we move in, so everything was in a mess. So that's why I didn't post in any content. But now that we settle in, the house fully packed out and everything sorted out, I am going to be shooting content as normal. If you guys like this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you guys in the next one.
Be yourself, nobody fear till you feel yourself. What's important, how you see yourself. They won't see it till you see yourself. Can't get money, really broke, you gotta feel the wealth. Step into your higher self. Only way, you a sin, free yourself. Look at the time I made, I gave it all I got. I'm going all the way.